Hi everybody, welcome back. This is Crazy Bat Lady. So today I wanted to talk about Carole's shop in a post-Honkai Odyssey 2. You unlock Carole by getting your moon ring to level 10 and completing the main storyline. Once you have her unlocked, you can talk to her over here at the bar and visit the mysterious store. There's a lot of really good items in this store, some being weekly and some only a one-time thing. One of the highest priority targets in here is going to be the chip slot because it increases the amount of slots you have and therefore you can equip more chips. So that's going to be like number one item. Obviously, if you need regulades, you can get these weekly. I had to buy Timidos because for some reason I just didn't have very many. Now the Volatile Crystalloid, this is one of the most important items in the shop, as this is a lot more rare than the kystallum. I highly recommend picking this up every week. You can get 25 a week, and they're not that expensive. If you've played post Honkai Odyssey 1, then you'll know these are, you're going to need a lot of them, so definitely pick those up. The next thing being the other chip slot. Once you reach level 27, it's quite expensive though, so make sure you have what you need, but that's going to be obviously very important. Now let's go into the chips. Starting with Wing. The character can leap 3 times in a row and evade 2 times in a row mid-air. So this might sound kind of pointless, being that you can attack spam to move across long areas. However, in the challenges, the little mini-game areas, you can't use your attacks. So this is going to come in handy in those. And I have a feeling there might be a point where this is actually required. So I highly recommend picking up Wing as one of the chips. Possibly even your first chip. But there's also another one that I would recommend. I'll get to that. Trapped Beast. This is really, for me, I would say this is absolute trash. As you have to be at 10% HP or less to get the attack bonus, and you cannot restore HP at all. So unless you like playing really close to death, I don't recommend picking that one up. But that's kind of a personal preference thing. Okay, the third one being Destruction. Now this one seems like it's going to be pretty useful, as with the ultimate core active, you can cast your ultimate more than once while in white heat. If you have the energy, of course. Which actually is probably going to be a pretty big DPS increase. Being that your energy is going to be recharging pretty fast with the right setup, and more ultimates means more damage. So I would say get Wing and Destruction out of those two, and Trap Beast is probably a pass. Alright, now let's go on to the boxes here. Starting with this one for 70,000. We've got 5 options here, starting with Moonshine. I would say this is one of the 2 best in here. I would say go for this first. Your moon ring energy is auto-restored, and that's very, very useful. Burning Sun restores the kinetic energy automatically, which is basically your charge attacks, like Bronya's gun, and all that stuff. Round resets switch cooldown and triggers QTE for all members. This can be okay. I would say that would be useful, but not as much as a couple of the others. Sky, avoid. Do not pick up Sky, as it's the same as the other chip mentioned earlier. Now, Dancers. Dancers is the other chip in here that I would say is really, really nice to have, because evasions can trigger ultimate evasions. And if you don't know, you can do a lot of damage with ultimate evasions this game. So the reason I say not to pick up Sky is because this over here, Wing, that I was just talking about. This is about half the price, and it has the exact same effect. And the 2 do not stack. So there's completely no point to get this unless it's for collection. So avoid Sky for now. Like, this should be like one of the last items you get in the shop for sure. So I would say pick up Dancers or Moonshine first, and then probably Round, and the last 2 being Burning Sun and Sky. And of course there is the second box that costs a lot more, but you can get the 2 that you did not receive in the first 3 boxes. So like if you pick the wrong one or just want to go for collection, then you can pick them up for here, but they are very expensive. A lot more expensive than the first box, which is 70,000, and it goes up to 120,000 for the other two. Now let's go into the second chip option. Starting with Zeal. In White Heat, character restores 3 SP per second when not casting ultimate. It cannot stack, but I don't believe there's anything else that will stack with this, so this will just make it so you can cast your ultimates more while in White Heat. Creek. Creek is very, very nice, as it's going to make your Moon Ring energy charge 20% faster passively. That's just a really nice thing to have. It does take 3 slots, but if you have your Moon Ring up more often, then of course you're going to be doing a lot more damage and being able to spam more abilities, so on and so forth. The last one being Master. This one builds up your trauma 50% faster. While trauma can give you a lot of extra damage, it doesn't last that long. I would say Creek is the best out of these 3. And Master is probably going to be okay if you don't know what that is. It's when you combine, like, if you fill up the bar with heat and fill up the bar with ice, you cause trauma, and the enemy takes more damage for a couple seconds. So I would go with Creek, Zeal, Master. Definitely Creek first, and Master or Zeal second. You can only choose one the first time, so that's why I'm saying to choose Creek, because it's going to come in handy. The second box, just like the first box, is going to be more expensive. Now the last part is the gifts. These are what you give to the characters to raise your friendship level. This one here, the robot model, is for Bronya. The PS Swoosh Game Boy is for Timido. And the piece of pizza is for Lyle. The reason I bought these is because I wanted the avatars, because you can get their avatars by raising their friendship level. If you already have Silverwing Bronya, I don't really recommend getting her gift there at first, because their avatars are exactly the same. So just that being said, it will help you reach her max friendship level. Now, here are the best items. Buy the Volatile Crystalloids, buy the chip slots, buy Wing, Destruction, Box 1, Moonshine, and Dancers, and Box 2, Creek. And if you want the avatar's friendship, buy their respective items. Anyways, I hope that you found this helpful. Please have a great day, like and subscribe, and I will see you around.